I haven't done much of anything on the layout since returning from my trip to the States 2 months ago, but that's going to change starting right now. Hi, I'm Roy Smith. I've been sharing with you my railroad and model railroad adventures during my recent trip, but now it's time to get back to my Saturday morning layout updates. Today, I'm going to tell you what I'm now doing or planning to do on the layout. After such a long time away from the layout, it's hard to decide what to do first because there are so many things I could do. I'm just not sure where to begin. Well, let me start by showing you the first of two approaches that I could take as I get back to work on the layout. I call this first approach a sectional approach, and in it, I select a section of my layout and work on everything on that section before moving on to the next section. I call the second approach a task-oriented approach, and in that approach, I try to accomplish a specific task regardless of where it is on the layout. Let me begin with the sectional approach today, and in my next episode, we'll turn to the task-oriented approach. My layout consists of 5 sections held together by carriage bolts, and I'm going to show you the 5 sections. Or maybe I should say 6 sections now that I've added the lift-up bridge. Here are those sections and their current state of completion from east to west on the layout. The first section is the White Mountain section. You will recall that I did some work on this section before my trip. I made the top of White Mountain removable, I changed the track arrangement in this section of the layout, and I opened up the fascia here for easier access to the helix under the mountain. But this section is far from finished. For example, I still have to apply ground covers and vegetation, and I have to paint and ballast the track. The second section is the Green River section and the staging yard under it. The main classification yard on my layout is located here, just as it is on the UP Evanston Subdivision prototype I am modeling. At a glance, this section may appear to be complete because I've done more work here than anywhere else on my layout. But even here, there are lots of details to add. The third section of the layout is the Evanston Grainger Junction section and the western helix right below it. This is the most neglected section of my layout. Why? Well, for 2 reasons. First, the section requires that I kit bash a lot of structures, and unlike many of you in the hobby, I don't really enjoy building structures very much. And second, I have already changed the track arrangement here 3 times, and I'm still not satisfied with it. That's probably because I'm trying to do too much here in a very limited space. But one thing is for sure, I need to do something about Evanston because it embarrasses me the way it is. The fourth section is Echo Canyon. You watched me build Echo Canyon in a 16-part series of videos last year. Echo Canyon is the most scenic part of my layout, just as it is on the prototype. The canyon appears to be complete, or nearly complete, but there's still a lot of detail work to do here, such as planting trees and other vegetation along the creek. The fifth section is the Pocatello Subdivision. The Pocatello Sub passes through the backdrop and continues on this edition of my layout to Portland, Oregon, which is off layout in staging. Almost nothing has been done on this section of the layout, except the benchwork, track, and some wiring. Finally, there's the lift-up section, which allows me to enter and leave my train room easily. Except for laying track, nothing has been done here. In time, I hope to create some low-profile desert scenery here. With that sectional overview of my layout in mind, it's obvious that I should work on the unfinished sections in this order. First Evanston, then Pocatello, and finally the lift-up section. Well, that's the sectional approach to layout work. In my next episode, I'm going to talk to you about the task-oriented approach, and I'm actually going to begin working on one or more tasks from my to-do list. I wanted to talk to you about the task-oriented approach today, but that would have made this video painfully long, so we'll do it next Saturday. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new here so that you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes. I'd like to thank you for joining me today. Until next time, happy railroading. I'm Roy Smith, and I will see you again very soon.